Hey, what's up? This is David Benjamin from HealthyWildandFree.com. Today I want to talk a little bit about raw food and cooked food. And there's kind of a huge argument, if you will, between those two communities. A lot of people say raw food is best, and I'm a huge advocate of raw food. But a lot of people say there's value to cooked food as well. So I'm going to break down some of the differences between the two and share with you my personal thoughts and opinions based on the research I've done, and what's important to understand if you eat raw food, or what's important to understand if you eat cooked food, and how to integrate the two if you want to get the best of both worlds, essentially. So first things first, I'll say that for me personally, I eat more raw foods than cooked foods, but I do also eat cooked foods. I believe that cooked foods and cooking food has its own unique benefits if you do it in the right way, and specifically with specific foods also. So with that being said, I would say that depending on where you live, the climate where you live, that can play a role in a determining factor in how much raw food you eat and how much cooked food you eat. I live in the north. There's snow outside right now, so it's cooler. So during this time of year, I eat more cooked food to keep my kind of digestive fire going, and to kind of nourish my body and the heat and my internal heat and digestive fire and metabolism, things like that. If you live in a warmer climate where it's hot all year round, you can eat raw foods more often and get away with it because your body already has that kind of heat and that fire from the sun and from the climate outside. So it really just depends on where you live. For people that, like I said, that live in the north, our thyroids are going to work harder, and we're away from the coast, so that means we have less iodine in our diet typically, because we're in the north and we're away from the ocean if you're like in the Midwest like I am. And on top of that, it's colder, so your iodine is going to work harder in the winter months as opposed to summer months when there's more sunshine and the temperatures are warmer naturally. So there's so many different factors that can kind of play a role, but there are some raw foods that are actually healthier when cooked, and that's kind of important to know too. Where I won't say healthier necessarily, but have different nutrients are unlocked when these foods are cooked. So that's one thing to keep in mind too, but I'll just give you kind of a ratio. So I probably eat 80% raw, 20% cooked in the summertime. In the wintertime, I would say I eat maybe like 60% raw, 40% cooked, or kind of around 50-50. I'll do a lot of salads and fruits and vegetables, but then I'll also do like soups and all sorts of things, eggs and things like that. So I do, and soups and beans and rice and chicken and all that kind of stuff. So I do kind of a mix of raw foods and cooked foods in the wintertime right now, but I do primarily more raw foods in the summertime. But with that being said, there are certain foods where there are anti-nutrients, and if you don't know what anti-nutrients are, look those up. Anti-nutrients are just compounds within foods that restrict nutritional value, essentially. But if you cook those foods, or certain ones at least, you can reduce the anti-nutrient value, therefore making the food more nutritious. So that's something that's important to understand. So there are a few foods off the top of my head that I would say I would definitely cook. There are more foods, and I'll link to a list of foods that I would cook or recommend cooking right below this video as far as health and nutritional value is concerned. So first things first, spinach is one of those foods. Spinach is a food that contains an anti-nutrient known as oxalic acid. Oxalic acid is present in spinach, but when you cook spinach, the oxalic acid content is reduced. So oxalic acid reduces nutrient absorption essentially. So when you cook spinach, you're reducing oxalic acid, therefore allowing your body to absorb more of those minerals and nutrients that are in spinach naturally occurring. So I recommend cooking spinach. You can eat it raw too, obviously, but cooking it has its own, it kind of unlocks more nutritional value at times at least. And then another food that is on that list is tomatoes. Tomatoes, you can eat raw obviously, but when you cook tomatoes, or at least heat them up, steam them, something like that, it allows your body to absorb more lycopene. Lycopene is an antioxidant that's beneficial for heart health, for skin health, for preventing cancer. I believe there was a study done where prostate cancer was reduced by X number of percent. I want to say it was like 20-30% with lycopene. So lycopene is very beneficial antioxidant, very beneficial compound. It's found in tomatoes, watermelons, strawberries, things like that. But with tomatoes specifically, if you cook tomatoes or steam them or heat them in some way, you're allowing your body, it actually improves lycopene absorption. So spinach is one of them, one of the foods. Tomatoes is another. And third is mushrooms. Mushrooms are just healthier when cooked. They benefit your health more, they benefit your body more. There's several reasons for that. But there are other foods on the list as well. So it's just kind of, what I'm sharing is basically there's certain specific foods that are better to cook. And most foods are better raw, but some foods you get different nutritional value unlocked when you cook that food. So there's all different types of cooking styles. There's like macrobiotic cooking, and a lot of people, steaming vegetables, that's great because you're not cooking, you're not like burning the nutrients out, and you're just unlocking that nutritional value by, using water and heat vapor as steam. And then, obviously there's like the raw food community that's like 100% raw, like you have to eat raw or else you're like evil and like there's something wrong with you. Like, I don't think any of those communities is 100% right. I think there's value in education and information that you can take and apply from each health community or understanding research further. So I think it's important to not affiliate yourself with a health community so strongly that you feel like you're right all the time, and you feel like, oh, this is definitely the perfect diet for everyone, and like if you don't eat 100% raw vegan, like you're an evil person and you're gonna go to hell, and like there's so many like really passionate like occults almost in the diet world, and I'm just like, whoa, like everybody chill out, look at the science, take a step back, and recognize that nothing is 100%. Not everyone should be 100% vegan. Not everyone should be 100% meat eater. Not everyone has an individual DNA. Everyone has individual biology. Everyone has a different reaction to food based on genes, based on allergies, based on liver health, based on